Welcome back to Marketing Champions here on Daily Ad Brief. I'm Howard Walpuff, your host. Again, we're talking about marketing with marketing experts from around the country. And today we're in New York with Jon Shanahan from Stryx. And Jon, welcome to our conversation today.
Thank you so much.
Well, we are glad to have you and very excited to hear more about you. So why don't you start by sharing with us how you got started in the marketing industry?
Sure. I think growing up as a millennial, I think you spend a lot of time on social media. I had my MySpace pages and all that fun stuff. But my first real professional was in law firm marketing, actually for a personal injury lawyer, the biggest in Western Pennsylvania. And that kind of got me down the road. I then spent some time at Apple, and I was in sales at Apple. But I think any position within the company, you're getting exposed to their philosophy on design and marketing, and you get really ingrained in that sort of thing. And then I left to do sales in B2B SaaS. But as part of that, I was working closely with the marketing team around the content we were creating for prospects and for existing companies that we had in our portfolio. And as I was doing that, I ended up building a YouTube channel in the men's style and fashion space. And that ultimately led to Stryx, which is a men's cosmetic and skincare company that I now do all the social for. So now it's all really come full circle.
So you do more than just the social for Stryx. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about the product lines you have and the things that have been growing in the process?
Sure. So yeah, more than just social, but anything that really touches the consumer, because we also do sales. We just launched in Target nationwide, and so that was a deal that I was able to get through the marketing side of things. But we launched with a concealer and a tinted moisturizer. Those are the products that men were most open to from the cosmetics industry that weren't targeted to men. And since then, we've built 10 products at the intersection of skincare and cosmetics. We primarily sell online, that was D2C, but we've since launched in CVS, Nordstrom, and Target. And then, we are across all social channels, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and even Pinterest.
Well, it definitely sounds like it's a very exciting time for your company. But having that conversation with men about cosmetics is definitely, I sense it in what you said, it's a challenge. It's something that they don't really talk about or think about on a regular basis. So how have you been broadening that conversation with them?
Yeah, our whole premise was, what would it look like if you built these products from the ground up for men and talked to them about it? Because there's been a macro change. I always attribute it to the Mad Men era. Mad Men showed millennial guys that it's cool to wear suits and skinny ties and get a good haircut. And then we had a whole era where you had beard care, and beard brands were really exciting and taking care and grooming your beard. And now, Manscaped really kicked off it's okay to talk about trimming and grooming. And so we see us as like the next logical progression, because once guys start to care about their skin, there's kind of this, next stage that wasn't really available to guys or talked about, which is you can do all you want to do serums and moisturizers and that sort of thing. But if you want the instant fix, then cosmetics will do it. And so it's really about destigmatizing the idea of the cosmetic. And the way that we're doing that is by putting a concealer in Target and CVS next to razors. So we're showing guys that this is another grooming essential. It just hasn't really been positioned that way before. And so it's really about repositioning the products as what they truly are, which is just another step in the skincare routine.
You really have laid out a nice path of where these conversations have gone. And obviously, that location of the product next to the razors that people are already going to obviously is gearing up your sales with the products that and they're getting exposure to. But what kind of story are you telling them on social media to make them go into the stores for your products?
It's really showing that these products, we play into the fact that there's a stigma around these products, and we really lean into the fact that you may have used your mom's concealer before, your girlfriend's concealer, but it's time you get your own concealer. And so most of the customers that we talk to have that experience. I was just talking to a guy the other day. He said, "Oh yeah, in high school, I used to get a black eye from hockey, and I would steal my mom's concealer and like sneak it on just to get to school and that sort of thing." And so it's really just it's making something very specific, which can also make it very universal. And so highlighting to guys that, you want it, it's really about showing the results that you want are easy to achieve. And these products can do that very quickly. And so we don't hide from the fact that it just make up the fact that it's, a product guys haven't used before. It's about showing them how easy it is. And nothing is better for doing that than video on social media, especially TikTok these days.
Yeah, I sense there are a lot of men out there that do have similar stories to the friend with the black eye, or grabbing something from their wife because the wife said something. Let me just put this on you, and off they go. And it really is an education, and having to learn something new and finding the right person to share that. So it's great that you're creating these stories and telling it to them on social media, but also providing them the opportunity to get their own products and be a part of their own skincare and healthcare in general. So we thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your story with us today.
Of course. Thank you.
And thank you all for joining us as well. What Jon says is true. Men do have these needs for skincare, for covering up certain things, and especially as you get older, you find that there's different needs for your skin. So there's a lot more information to learn. We have some information on Stryx here on Daily Abry, so please check that out. But go and have a great rest of today, and I'll see you next time on Marketing Champions.